Right now, it's time for our Junkies mock draft. And this year it's different because we're not starting at 1. Nope, too easy. We have 9 of us lined up for picks 11 through 19. And we'll end with EB selecting on behalf of the Washington football team. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a lottery generator for the first 10 picks, and then we're going to make the next selections kind of on the fly.
And here's your draft order quickly. JP will be on the clock picking for the Giants at 11. Awad is picking for the Eagles at 12. Pete Medhurst picks for the Chargers at 13. His on-air partner, the Rooster, Chris Russell, picks for the Vikings at 14. Valdez hates himself because he's picking for the dreaded New England Patriots at number 15. Jason is at 16, picking for the Cards. I am picking for the Raiders. Drab T-shirt is picking for Bodie and Dolphins Nation at number 18 for Miami. And EB, of course, is picking for your Washington football team at 19.
No botch that pick.
All right, who is going to reveal
kill it.
the first 10 picks?
All right, we don't have to rush through this. Let us
I want to take our time
bit.
and drink it in a little bit because this has major ramifications.
I know. I just hope my guy is.
First off, I think we should say hi to our old friends Pete and Chris. They're here on the Carmaxes.
There,
Hey,
fellas.
What's up, boys?
Greetings.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Gentlemen.
Congrats on the afternoon shift on Sports Talk 980.
How was the relationship going? I mean, are you guys?
You getting on each other's nerves
you
yet?
like
or?
each other more or less at this point?
I'll let Pete answer that.
That's going great.
Oh, that means it's terrible.
No, it's going fantastic. Because in typical Rooster fashion, he does something or some things during the course of the week that usually provide us with terrific show content. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I had a snake out here in the front yard, so we kind of made a bit out of that. So, life is
He's
good.
interviewing snakes, boys. He literally is going to a tree in his yard and trying to get the snake to call Sully to come on the show.
Pedro lives in the wilderness.
Important question. What annoys you about Pete, Chris? And Pete, what annoys you about your co-host?
You're
Put
really
them on
trying.
the spot.
Oh, wow.
You're going to really
trying
make
to dig
it
up.
awkward today.
Pete, go first. I'm going to yield to you.
If Chris ever wanted to leave radio, he could be a great politician because at times he can be the master of the filibuster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is going
Juicy.
right to the heart of sort of what he does.
That's a positive thing. Every now and then he likes to make his point. It just sometimes he tends to go from his home to Lurch's, which is also out in Loudoun County where those two rich people live.
Yes, lifestyles of the rich and famous.
And then he'll drop down to Manassas and then come into Reston and then circle back to his Loudoun
So in other
County
words,
estate.
he's too loquacious. He talks too much.
He's not succinct.
So he meanders? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I think
Cakes,
all of that is
excellent
fair.
word.
Thank you.
I think here's the deal.
We got 4 hours to fill.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
gonna say, you guys
Someone's
have
gotta
four-
talk.
You guys have 4 hours. You know how difficult it is to be creative and interesting and entertaining for 4 hours every day, 5 days a week. Well, we only have 2, right? We're like, we're just 2 guys, right, who like sports, but we know we can't just talk sports. So sometimes you take a long, winding yellow brick road all over the place.
There's nothing wrong with that, Rooster.
I think also because, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, for the last few years, you've largely worked by yourself, right? So you're used to kind of the filibuster.
Oh, sure. I mean, and especially when you're not getting calls and all that. Now, luckily, luckily we're doing okay, guys.
No call.
That's hilarious.
I mean, somehow, some way. I mean, I guess the numbers, the data, people,
Everything's looking good?
They seem to like what we're doing. So who knows?
Very good. I'm not
hopefully it'll keep up.
surprised. I'm not surprised. That's great.
And the one thing I like about the one thing I don't like about Pete, the only thing I don't like about Pete, is that sometimes because I talk so long, I think I put him into a slumber, into a little bit of a sleep, and then he'll basically repeat the same thing that I just said. Almost like
We do that
Are
all
you
the time.
really paying attention?
No, he's not. He's just trying to get through the show, too.
It's the EB factor. I got it from Eric, from working with them for so many years.
Funny. Yeah, Pete's brain's mush too.
We're all all of our brains are mush. I mean, like, Awad comes on the radio and he starts yelling and screaming and ranting and raving when he gets on. He's fresh. He's not beaten down like we are. We're just kind of like old, get off our lawn men who are just trying to mix it up and entertain and make people laugh. Sometimes your brain just gets destroyed.
EB and I have excuses. We're trying to prepare for lacrosse broadcasts on the weekend.
Hey, Pete, I real quick, I know we got to move on, but I was actually saying to Drabby the other day that, this is a hard thing, right, to call games. I had a lot of respect for you. And the first one, I was terrible, and the second one, I was marginally better. But I think I mastered it by 3. It took me 3 whole games to master it, Pete.
Yeah, well, in the role that you're doing, the great thing about it is every game is different, so you're reacting to, something totally different, and you just react to what you see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really,
we just
that's the
figure
beauty
out
of the color map.
where to fill the gaps and stuff, whatever.
Yep.
But, all right, so let's get to this. Now, have you already hit the button?
Pete is not only making a pick, he's also the commissioner.
Oh,
so
okay.
now he is the host and will reveal the
We
names.
fired Lurch.
Yeah.
I had to go. I had to go.
Yeah.
So Pete
You
will
guys
give,
realize I'm not going to hear the end of this, right? I'm the commissioner. I'm in charge of the whole world.
It's very important.
Yeah.
You can do it next year.
And I'll also be hosting our live coverage tonight, which starts at 8 o'clock over on the team.
That's right. I got banished to Saturday, guys. Pete got the primetime role.
And since you're pimping it, we should let our
rivalry.
listeners know we're doing a Facebook Live at 8 o'clock.
Right, we got you covered. All right, so go ahead.
On behalf of the Junkies National Football League, we'd like to extend happy anniversary wishes to Johnny Cakes Allville as we get set for tonight's number 1 pick. And without much drama, the Jacksonville Jaguars do indeed select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson.
All right, easiest pick ever. Really no drama. I don't even know if there's much to say about that one.
Nah.
All right.
With the number 2 pick in the Junkies NFL Draft, the New York Jets select quarterback Zach Wilson, Brigham Young University.
Correcto.
All right, so far.
Now, this is where it starts to get interesting.
I still think there's a chance that there could be something interesting at 2, but it seems like it's 95% sure going to be
This
Zach.
is where the shenanigans kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the number 3 pick in the Junkies National Football League Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select quarterback Trey Lance, North Dakota State University.
See, that's where the shenanigans starts. I don't want to say anything.
They take Lance over.
That means Jimmy G stays for the entire year.
That was my pick about a week and a half ago.
That means Jimmy G plays until he gets hurt, and then Lance goes.
And
now they're all saying they're not going to trade Jimmy G this morning, all the NFL insiders, after there was a report that the Patriots were working out a new contract for Jimmy G to bring him in because nobody's going to take him at his current contract.
But it also means Mac Jones may slide into our portion of the mock draft.
Look, Jimmy G, 22 and 8.
Off the hook.
Kyle Shanahan's 22 and 8 with Jimmy G healthy. Just saying.
Right. Well, let me also, for people that are just getting in their cars or whatever, again, Pete is not making these picks himself. It's the random draft generator thingy that's making the picks based on some sort of algorithm. Yeah. Okay.
All right. With the number 4 selection in the Junkies National Football League Draft, the Atlanta Falcons buck the trend and go for the future as they draft quarterback Justin Fields, Ohio State.
Boy, Pitt's fallen, EB.
Little bit of a curveball with Matt Ryan, due I think $60 million over the next 2 years.
I'm almost willing to say Kyle Pitts is going to be a Hall of Famer before he's even stepped foot on the field. That's how high I am on that guy.
Well,
I can't wait to save that clip.
See who let's see who he's catching passes from.
Yeah. And he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah,
With the number 5 pick in the Junkies National Football League Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select tight end Kyle Pitts, Florida.
There you go.
Burrow to Pitts for 10 years.
Right. That sounds like it's a good combo.
Sounds like it, yeah. But again, Burrow's got to stay healthy with that poo-poo line.
That's right.
That actually would be a great pick for them.
With the number 6 pick in the Junkies National Football League Draft, the Miami Dolphins select offensive tackle Penne, Sewell, Oregon.
All right.
This is so much different than every mock that we read. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, every mock had Pitts going to Atlanta and then Sewell going to Cincinnati.
In the same vicinity as far as no real shockers, right?
Well, Fields to Falcons.
Fields, I guess.
I wonder if Tua's bitter that his boys Waddle and Devonta are going to be playing with other teams.
Mm-hmm.
With the number 7 selection in the National Football League draft, the Detroit Lions select wide receiver Devonta Smith, Alabama.
All right.
Let me just say this draft is shaping up well for the silver and black because we're looking to upgrade our defense, and it's been all offensive players so far. I'm tipping my hand over here.
Right.
With
Mac Jones still out there.
Yep, with the 8th selection in the Junkies National Football League draft, the Carolina Panthers select wide receiver Jamar Chase, LSU.
Damn. I was hoping he could slip a little. Or slip, Cake.
You think he's going to slip to 16?
No.
Are you high?
Hey, we were on the horn with Carolina. We were trying to work out a trade, but we couldn't do it.
2 more picks before the break, and then we'll come back, and we're each going to be on the clock in the Junkies mock draft. Who's number 9?
With the number 9 selection in the Junkies National Football League draft, the Denver Broncos select offensive tackle Rashawn Slater, Northwestern.
Boring pick.
All right, they've got
Boring. 2 offensive linemen in the top, 9? Yuck.
Hey, you got Teddy Bridgewater there. You need some protection.
Well, he stinks too.
On ice, right?
John Elway wasn't around to draft a 6'6", awkward-looking quarterback.
He just traded for another mediocre quarterback.
All right, one more before the break.
Number 10.
With the number 10 selection in the Junkies National Football League draft, the Dallas Cowboys select cornerback J.C. Horn, South Carolina.
Figured he would go there.
All right, so those are the first 10 picks. When we come back, we'll resume our mock draft, but now the 4 Junkies, Pete, Chris Russell, Drab, Valdez, and Awad will all be on the clock. The Junkies mock draft continues here on The Fan. In the midst of our Junkies mock draft, we ran the mock generator for the first 10 picks, and we're going to pick up from there. But, Pete, why don't you give us a quick recap of the top 10?
Top 10, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Kyle Pitts, Penne Sewell, Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase, Rashawn Slater, and J.C. Horn rounding out the top 10 to the Dallas Cowboys.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
All right, so who's up?
The Giants are on the clock.
Giants are on the clock.
Giants are on the clock. Make sure you let the commissioner know that the pick is in when you're ready.
It's kind of unfair. JP had a whole commercial break to make his pick.
Didn't we all?
So did you.
No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, you get to look at who's been drafted, and
None of these guys are going to be available ever.
You got a little pecking order.
Well, then you better have a list of guys.
Yeah, hopefully
Come
you have
on.
your draft board.
I hope you're not just targeting one guy.
Can't focus on
Kinda
one guy.
Targeting like 2 guys.
All right,
You better have like 5 guys.
Commissioner Medhurst, the pick is in. The New York Giants last year to the 31st ranked offense only passed for 189 yards per game. I know they added Kenny Golladay at wide receiver in the offseason, but they're going to load up for Daniel Jones at what might be a big year. We'll select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama, with the number 11 pick.
I knew he was going to be gone.
You seem to be bitter.
I knew either New York or Philly would take him.
All right.
So the pick is in at number 11.
All right, who has the 12th pick?
The Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock.
All right.
That's our guy, Awad.
Oh, Adam.
General Manager Adam Epstein.
Good morning.
Hey.
I woke up feeling like Kevin Costner. It's draft day, baby. I spoke on the phone last night for over an hour with Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, and they said, Adam, Awad, we need you to pick the best talent available. And, boys, you have been passed over and passed over. We are ready. New coach Nick Sirianni here, and the Eagles are ready to take on the division. We made this trade with the Miami Dolphins to move back, and, boys, the pick is in.
That was pretty quick. He started with all this energy, and then it just kind of fell
Then
off. Yeah, quick fade. Yeah, pretty standard. All right, go ahead, boy.
With the 12th pick in the Junkies mock NFL draft, Adam Epstein for the Eagles selects Najee Harris, running back, Alabama.
I was gonna worst pick of the draft. Not even close.
Do you love that, Cakes?
Picking a running back at 12, just lunacy.
I was going to predict there's a 100% chance he was going to go offense, which I did too. But there was 0% he was going to go defense.
Has he ever heard of Miles Sanders?
And I had a vibe. He was
Miles
gonna go
Sanders did
Najee
get
Harris.
banged up last year.
Okay, that's fine.
I hope he rushes for 3,000 yards.
Oh my God, what a horrible pick.
So he took Najee Harris. All right, that's fine.
He's going to fit in the system.
Some people might not everybody necessarily disrespects the running backs the way Cakes does.
Well,
I mean, it might,
smart analytical people do.
oh, 2 terrible
So-
picks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that is the worst pick of the first round, and it's not even close.
I would argue that analytical people are always smart.
I'm not saying they're always on point, but I would tend to side with them over donks like Awad
Well,
picking Najee Harris at 12.
That's true.
All right, so who goes to who has the 13th?
I believe the commish is now on the clock.
Pete?
That's right. Without hesitation, based on the pick in front of us, we have run our card up to the commissioner. The pick is in.
Pick is
Pick
in.
is in.
Here it is.
In one of the easiest picks in franchise history, the Los Angeles Chargers select cornerback Patrick Surtain II, Alabama.
All right.
And what a bargain right there.
Pete's always good at the draft.
See, that's a shrewd drafter right there.
Yeah.
Falls into his lap.
Do you know last year Pete took Chase Young with the number 4 pick?
Right.
Fell into his lap.
You get so sized.
He's so good.
By the
How did
way,
you miss Chase Young?
Mac Jones is sliding down the draft board.
Yes, he is.
Certainly
He's on
is.
your radar. Would you trade up right now if you're Washington? We're not going to do this in the draft, but if it was a real scenario
Me?
and this was happening and you are running the war room, are you calling teams right now to
Are you
trade
calling
up to get
Minnesota?
Mac Jones?
I don't want those pepperoni nipples. I don't want nothing to do with that dude.
Right. I don't want a poor man's Kirk Cousins. No, thank you.
I want nothing to do with him. I've seen those saggy boobs. I want nothing to do with that dude.
All right,
Tom
who-
Brady had
not
saggy
getting
boobs
selected.
at one time, though. Remember that.
If Drab has a better body than you're not in the first round.
Exactly.
all right, who's up at 14?
The Minnesota Vikings, which is me.
All right.
All right, ready? I'm going to run my card right up to the table. I'm ready. The pick is in, baby. In the 2021 Junkies NFL mock draft, your rooster picks Micah Parsons from Penn State for the Minnesota Vikings, who desperately need help on defense.
Now, as long as he doesn't attack his own teammates, that's a great pick at 14.
That's true. I mean, it would be funny if he went after Kirk in the locker room a la Ryan Leaf style, right? Or something like that.
Right.
That would be funny, but I can't resist the best player available on the board at a need position, and they need help on all 3 levels of their defense, boys. And I thought about for a quick second the Kirk Cousins kind of comparable in Mac Jones just as a future quarterback, but I can't do that to my guy Kirk. I got to take Micah Parsons and hope that he doesn't haze anybody.
EB, is your guy, the guy you're targeting at 19 for Washington, is he still available?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Does anybody, real quickly, does anybody have a problem with my pick?
No.
Nobody like really
No, the only downside is that
character concerns.
Yeah, right.
But you guys would make it, right?
I don't know.
Would you guys make that pick?
Yes, absolutely.
He wants
game
to pound
record.
down.
Character schmaracter.
He's a game wrecker on the
insecure about
weekend,
his
man.
If you can produce, you're on my
See,
team.
you know why? That the psychology is Pete just got jocked.
All the
by
jocking.
partner.
Yeah.
So he's feeling a little insecure, so he wants to be dapped up a little bit.
Right.
You did a great job, Rooster.
Great job, Chris.
Perfect.
All right, who's going?
I need my love.
I believe I'm next.
All right, you're next, and you have.
I have the Patriots with number 15.
Okay.
The Patriots needs include quarterback. Offense was horrific, but as a GM, I value best player available.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever happened to the theory of drafting nothing
Yeah, I thought
but
you were gonna go
quarterbacks?
six quarterbacks.
I mean, Mac Jones is sitting
Well,
there.
that's why. Well,
That's
that is
your
my
other
theory.
theory.
That's my other theory. but I fell in love with the tape of this player.
Who did?
Yeah, and I know that defense is not a huge need for the Patriots, but the pick is in.
This guy just jumping out at you off on the
tape,
boys.
the tape was crazy, and the Senior Bowl was just crazy.
Yeah.
With the 15th pick in the Junkies mock draft, the Patriots select safety Trayvon Moehrig out of TCU. He's got a great football IQ. He's the Thorpe award winner for the best defensive back in the country. Second team AP, all second team, all Big 12 player. I think this guy is a dynamic player, can cover the slot, can play man, can play zone, and our defense is just getting better.
So you're not concerned that Cam was kind of mediocre.
We'll kick that can down the road.
Right.
We'll figure it out next year.
Commissioner Pete, what did Jim Nagy tell us from the Senior Bowl the other day?
Yeah, he didn't like Moehrig at all. Didn't see him as a first-round selection.
Said he wasn't a first-round pick.
That guy got fired in the NFL.
Really?
Oh, everybody gets fired, dude. You can't hold that against
Just saying.
All right. Arizona. Who has Arizona?
Your boy does.
All right.
I've been talking to Cliff Kingsbury for days. And look, this team was looking squarely in the eyes of a playoff spot after they beat the Eagles 33-26 in Week 15. But then they played San Francisco and the Rams and scored a total of 19 points. And why? Because those two teams doubled D-Hop and took him out of the game. I think he had about 10 total catches in those games, didn't reach 100 yards in either game. And what did Arizona do in the offseason? They went out and got A.J. Green, obviously past his prime. They've got Andy Isabella. They went out and signed James Conner. These guys just aren't going to help Kyler Murray. He needs more weapons. The pick is in. With the 16th pick in the Junks mock draft, the Arizona Cardinals and Bucks select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, Florida.
Kadarius Toney. All right.
So excellent. 2 Florida guys off the board in the top 16 picks.
All right, man. I'm gonna do fine here.
I mean, Mac Jones is just sliding down the draft board. Maybe you don't have to trade up to get him. Mac Jones might be there, right there for the Washington football team at 19. Who's up at 17?
It's your boy Johnny Flakes representing the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm deep in the war room. I've got my Raiders lamp.
I can't wait to this awful pick.
By the way, was this just coincidence and happenstance that he got the Raiders?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I pulled the Raiders somehow.
Right. You know he's a huge fan.
The fix was not in.
Yeah.
John Gruden, by the way, 19 wins in 3 seasons. By my math, he's getting paid $1.57 million per win since he has taken over for the Raiders. It's not good enough. You know what else isn't good enough? The defense. I tipped my hand. I told you we were drafting defense. There are a lot of stud defensive players on the board. Only 15 takeaways last year. Defense was putrid in 2020. 25th in yards allowed, 30th in points against. The pick is in. With the 17th pick in the Junkies 2021 NFL mock draft, the Raiders select Kwity Paye, edge rusher, Michigan.
Why are you laughing?
The draft's freaking out because he doesn't know who he's going to take now.
Oh, he just took your guy? I'm good. Thank God.
My guy's going to get after the passer, bring some needed grit to the defense in the desert. The pick is in.
Well done, picks.
All right, so that was what number was that? 17?
17.
All right, we're getting closer.
Yeah.
Mac Jones still available. Who has the 18th pick? What team? The Dolphins.
He's got Miami.
He's scrambling.
All right.
Well, he just takes the next edge rusher.
Hey, how much time do I have on the clock here?
You got a little time.
You got 5 minutes.
Yeah. You got plenty of time.
Hey, Russell, do that filibustering.
Exactly.
I got nothing, boys. I haven't had my coffee yet.
Oh, we could mock that selection. Let me tell you, let's go back 2 spots to 16. Kadarius Toney, the ultimate boomer bust in this draft. He's a guy that could have gone a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Some teams had him down on the lower end of the first round. But, boy, Kadarius Toney, a bit of a reach there by Lurch and the Arizona Cardinals.
That's Pistol Pete Kuiper, everybody.
Disagree.
Not bad.
Is everyone in agreement that AWOD so far has the worst selection?
Of course.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Clearly the worst
I
pick.
actually like it.
I mean, I love running backs. I love Najee Harris. But if there was one of us that was going to absolutely obliterate the common sensenality of this draft, it was AWOD.
Yeah.
Except we're going to look back in 10 years and call me a genius. He's a future Hall of Famer.
Right.
Well,
first of all, your first
the entire LSU team.
AWOD, your first inclination to consult with Howie Roseman is part of the problem, okay? I mean, you talk about 2 peas in a pod.
Hey, I'm psyched for the running back to make a comeback. Psyched for that.
Yeah, I kind of am too. Just because Cakes is so adamant that it's stupid, that's making me really root for him.
We got shades of the Minnesota Vikings who had to skip their pick a couple of years ago. There seems to be panic right now in the Miami war room.
We got the card. We're just learning about our prospect right now, though, to be honest.
Good draft, Robbie.
For the first time.
They couldn't find one of their scouts. He was unavailable.
You had a whole week.
I know. Well,
Mike Tyson.
Drabby had to call Pete Carroll for advice.
Yeah. Pete might be sized for this pick. All right. Dolphins are on the clock. We picked at 6 earlier. We picked Sewell from Oregon, building up our offensive line. We're already regretting that pick. Tua's got not enough weapons out there. Najee Harris was on our board, but Awad blew that. Kwity Paye was going to be the pick. We are scrambling around, but we found another guy we like, and we like explosive athletes, Cakes.
Yes.
And we also like defense. We already have one of the best in the NFL. We're going to add to that. The pick is in. We're going to take the linebacker from Notre Dame.
Damn you!
Jeremiah.
You did that to screw me. You did
Owasu
that on purpose.
Kimura.
You did that just to make me
It's not Kimura, it's Koromoa.
I said we're just learning about him.
Damn it, you did that to screw me.
What are you talking about?
You knew that was my guy. I was targeting him.
Good.
So are we.
Hey, sometimes you got to pivot in the draft, EB. You know how it works.
Damn you.
I know who you're going to take now. It's hilarious.
No.
It's going to be a boring pick, but you probably need him.
Well, I could take him. God darn it. Hate that.
You think that's what Rivera and the Martys are going to say? You think they're going to react like that?
Yes.
He took
I
that
think if when they
guy.
target a guy and then he goes right before, I think they get bitter.
I think Rivera's going to go, God damn it!
Damn it.
He took my guy!
What is he doing?
Damn it.
Where do I go?
Now I got to learn about another guy.
All right, so you beat Mac Jones on the board
I
if
don't
you want
want
to go
Mac Jones.
quarterback.
I'm not picking Mac Jones. I could get Mac Jones. There's a million guys I could
You
pick.
want to go wide receiver? Elijah Moore is still there?
No, I know who's available at receiver. I think we addressed that in the offseason. But just going back to the Mac Jones thing for a moment, I could get a Kyle Trask, or I could get a Davis Mills, or I could get Kellen Mond in the 2nd or 3rd round and still get someone probably somewhat equivalent to Mac Jones in terms of talent.
You know what we should have done is we should have mailed your breakdown to Ashburn for the Washington football team.
And just say, here's my advice.
Yeah, for the
for the pick.
quarterbacks.
That would have gone into the trash so quick.
But
They wouldn't even.
The secretary would have thrown it away.
She wouldn't even opened it.
That's fine. I
Miss
listen.
BJ would laugh.
I kind of agree with Valdez where he's like, listen, I actually think New England would have taken a quarterback because I actually think they're in a little bit of a bigger need. I actually think Fitz is better than Cam, and Fitz probably might even have more time left than Cam at this point. So I think the quarterback position is fine for a year or two. I don't mind kicking the can down the road. Damn you! I don't know enough about this other guy to pick him.
It's a mock. It's not real.
No, I take it seriously. All right, you know what? I'm taking Christian Darrisaw, the offensive tackle.
I knew it. You said you wouldn't.
I didn't want him. He's a B pick for me, but we'll lock up the left tackle position for hopefully for the next 7 to 8 years.
You didn't even say the pick is in.
A pick's in.
No, you already gave it.
Yeah.
You botched the whole draft.
I didn't want to pick a left tackle. It's butt annoying, but it's a great value pick. It solidifies the offensive line. We picked up a bunch of receivers. We got plenty of threats out of the backfield. I actually think we could be an explosive offense.
Hey, if it's Darrisaw, he's only got a torn groin repaired, and he's an Eagles fan.
Well,
That's all
that
right.
changes when you get that paycheck.
He's still going to go in the top 19.
Yeah.
But he's from Upper Marlboro, right down the street from Chase Young, so they'll get along fine on the
I
team.
think the fan base will like that too because I think the fan base seems to really be into like addressing the offensive line. It wouldn't be my personal favorite thing. I hope that the linebacker from Notre Dame slips. To be honest with you. But what are you gonna do? He took my pick. I'm bitter.
You took a solid offensive lineman. So
Yeah, that's a value pick.
We'll post
what a
the
boring
picks.
pick.
It's a boring pick.
We'll post the picks up at Junks Radio if you want to check it out. You certainly can Joan, do whatever you want. Who did the worst? Who did the best with the picks? Pete, Rooster, Awad, thank you guys for joining us.
Yep.
Guys,
Thank
it's
you,
good to be
boys.
back
Thanks
on.
for having us.
Yep. Good
Talk to
hearing
you
you
next year.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Talk to you next year.
Right.
All right, so that's the Junkies
Maybe.
mock draft. Remember, tonight we're going to be doing a Facebook Live with live reaction during the early portions of the draft starting at 8 o'clock.